Tonight I want to share with you about what God really has purposed for us in our lives. Because as I travel the world, I find that so many people really don't know what God has purposed for us. Many Christians just believe, you know, you go to heaven when you die. Right. That's wonderful. Yeah. But you know, it's what happens now in our lives that's important. So we're going to talk about the now rather than what happens after you die. Because I'm not planning on dying anyway, so I'm not interested in dying. So here we are. So, in the book of Revelation, if you just turn to it with me, chapter 21 and verse 10, this is John the Apostle that's speaking. And remember, John is on the island of Patmos. The word Patmos means my killing.
Right.
The Roman Empire put people there who were dangerous prisoners. John was the most dangerous prisoner that they'd ever had. Not because he killed anybody, not because he did crazy things, but because he knew a God who was able to do the impossible. Amen. And so therefore he was dangerous to the Roman Empire. So in verse 10, this is what it says. It carried me away in the spirit to a great and high mountain. I feel like tonight God said, I would like to carry you away also with me, because it's on the top of the mountain that the house of the Lord is. That's where it is. We're in the lowlands of our experience down here. It's on the top of the mountain that you will begin to see and understand and know the things that God has prepared for them that love Him. It says, He carried me away in the spirit to a great and high mountain and showed me the great city, the holy Jerusalem, descending out of heaven from God. This is 2,000 years ago. John saw that city descending out of heaven. This is the city that Abraham was looking for. Right back in the Old Testament. It says he was looking for a city whose builder and maker is God. He wasn't looking for a city in the United States or in any other country in the world. He was looking for a city that was not built with human hands. And here it is here. And John saw it descending. I wonder if you have seen this city descending in your life. You see, most Christians say, well, after I die, you know, when I die, then I'm going to go to this city. Well, this city is not a literal city. Therefore, you can't go to it. This is a spiritual city. And therefore, it doesn't have a geographic location, so your GPS is not going to get you there. You see? So tonight, John saw this city descending from heaven. And it's still descending. It's descending for every one of us. Because I have news for you. It was not God's intention that you should simply live on this planet. But God purposed that you should live in another city. In fact, in another world. That was what God intended. You say, how do you know? Because God created you as spirit. You are spirit tonight because of your creation. Genesis 1:26 and God said, let us make man. There's the man. What was that man? That man was spirit. And every other man that's ever been created came out of that man who came out of God. And that man is spirit. That is Christ, if you like. That is Christ. And Christ is not a man. Even though the Christ dwelt in Jesus, Christ is not a man. Christ is spirit. But now the conundrum, this is the crazy thing. The truth is that it was that spirit that God said, that is man. Yes. It was to the spirit God said, let us make man. And there was the spirit, and he said, there's the man. Yes. So the spirit actually is the man. But for you and I, that spirit dwells in a body. That's your body. Yes. The spirit dwells in that body. So now, because you are spirit, you are designed to live in that other world. So let's just look for a minute at the city. Because it says here, it was having the glory of God, and her light was like a stone most precious, even like a jasper stone, as clear as crystal. Oh Lord, help us tonight. Help us, Lord, to be able to grasp things that are not of this world, but they belong to the realm of spirit, which is your world. Yes, it is. That was the world God created you to live in. Not this world down here. Of course, we were put in this world, but this world is not my home. Right. Remember that old Negro spiritual, I think it was, this world is not my home, I'm just a passing through. My treasures are laid up in that other city. Alright, so here we go. So this city then represents that other world. And so it says here, it had a great wall and high with 12 gates. But let me go back. It says, the light of this city was like unto a stone most precious, even a jasper stone as clear as crystal. It's very interesting that John had more revelation about this place, because if you go back to chapter 4 in Revelation, we will see that John already knew something about this city. Chapter 4. And it says here, I looked and behold, a door was opened in heaven. So we are understanding that this heaven is coming down. This is the city of God, and it's descending out of the spirit world. That is out of the heavens. But not the heavens up in the sky, but out of your heavens. You see, you are the heavens and the earth. So in your heavens is this holy city. But most people look up in the sky and say, well, one day that thing is going to glow in the sky up there, this great city. This is the city of God. But I want to tell you, it's descending out of your heavens so that you can become a citizen of that country, of that town, of that city, and live in it. You see. So in chapter 4 here, it says, verse 6, before the throne that's in that city, there was a sea of glass, like unto crystal, and in the midst of the throne, and round about it were the four beasts full of eyes before and behind.